Hello everybody, this is Jeff Lloyd with Cascade Fire Equipment here in White City, Oregon, and really excited to show you guys the latest truck that we have leaving our facility today. This truck right here is on a Dodge 5500 chassis. It has the Stage 3 buckstop super single conversion kit with a liquid spring suspension package, buckstop bumper on the front. It has a Wheelin Sencom Core lighting system, 400-gallon pump package with a diesel pump, and a lot of other features on here that I'm looking forward to showing you guys today. So let's get right into it. So basically right here, like I was saying, on the front of the truck, we've got our buckstop bumper, which is the standard bumper that we use on all of our vehicles, outstanding partner of ours. On this bumper here, we've got a lot of different features here. So I'll kind of start on this side and we'll work our way over. So we've got our PIAA fog lights on both sides, so a little bit more visibility. We've also got our siren speaker that's behind this little grate right here. Underneath that, we've got a couple of T-Series Wheelin ions, so a little bit more ground lighting. And then next to that, we have two spray nozzles on each side that can be controlled from inside the cab. On the front of the bumper here, we've got a couple Wheelin ions, emergency lighting, and we've also got two up here on the grill. We've got our worn 16,000-pound winch right here with an access port on top. Behind our winch port, we've got a hose tray that you can fit 1.5-inch hose through, and then we've got an 1.5-inch discharge line right here that you can supply that hose with. And that's basically everything kind of on the bumper here. So moving to the side of the truck, just showing some of the lighting off that we have. On top of the truck, we've got a Wheelin Liberty light bar, and that is the light bar that we really like to use on the brush trucks. It has a nice square look to it, provides a lot of light. It also has the ability to have an Opticon installed inside the light bar as well. On the side of the truck, we've got some Wheelin ions here on the fender. We also have 3 on the side of the frame wheels of the flatbed, and we've got one scene light that is built into the side of the box. So talking about the suspension here, we've got our super single kit. And so basically what this kit does is it's going to replace the dually on the back of the truck that it comes with from Dodge, and it's going to put a super single on there. So we're going to a Continental 335 ADR 41-inch tire. The wheels are all single piece forged aluminum and machined, and they can be rotated back to front. With this kit, it does come with some aftermarket pieces like the control arms. We've got the strut in here for the liquid spring suspension in here as well, and we've got some skid plates down here that protect that system underneath the truck. So coming to the side of the truck right here, we can see we've got a complete custom aluminum storage boxes on this unit right here. So these are all kind of designed in concert with the customer, depending on what their unique storage problems are. So I'm going to show you this first box right here. This is our transverse box. This box runs the width of the truck, so it's 96 inches wide and 24 inches opening right here. We've got a 70% slide that we can pull out and have this thing come out 70% of the box. So it's a very great area for storing longer things like tools, like backboards. We've got this nice tray in here with this wall that we can mount other tools on here. We can mount our web gear on here. So a lot of different options inside this box. And then of course, like I was saying, you can slide this box out the driver's side as well. Underneath this box is our underbody box. It's a small box, 36 inches wide. It's great for holding chock blocks. It's great for holding tie downs, any other miscellaneous equipment down here. On our side storage, we have 2 upward opening boxes. So on all of our boxes, some of the standard features that you're going to find in here is you're going to find a double trim lock seal right here to keep any water outside of the storage box. You're also going to find the bottom of it is all lined with turtle tile. So this is a great way if any water does come in here or any fuel or anything that leaks in, it won't just be sitting here on your equipment. We've got one shelf in here which is adjustable and removable. All of our boxes also are all lit with LEDs. They also come with drains in each corner. So the bottom ones will have a drain in each corner on the bottom, and the top ones will have those on the top. All these boxes are a slam latch design, meaning you don't have to twist the handle to close them. You just simply slam it and it shuts. The top compartment, very similar to the bottom compartment, minus the shelf. One of the challenges on a super single, as you can see this vehicle being as high as it is, how do we access this top compartment right here? We've designed a swing out step that mounts underneath our underbody box that can be deployed very simply. Once that is secured in that receiver, now I've got a step right here, and I can easily come up here and I can access anything in this box and see anything in this box. So as you can see, it doesn't stick out very far, so you're not going to be protruding out into the roadway or anything like that. We do recommend, though, that you do close this before driving off. And that's how that stores back in there like that. All right, coming to the rear of the truck. So this is one of my favorite parts to show off on the truck, because this is the actual part that most of the manufacturing is happening right here. The Dodge obviously is a chassis that anybody can buy. The suspension kit is something that anybody can put on, but the pump package is really where you're gonna see the separation from one builder to another. So like I was saying earlier in the video, this features a 400-gallon pump package. So we've got our polypropylene tank that we make here at Cascade. It holds 400 gallons of water. It also has a 10-gallon foam cell for your Class A foam. On the center of the tank, you can see we've got a little placard that has some information, such as the water capacity, the foam capacity, the type of pump, the manufacture date. So this specific unit right here, we're using a Darley 1.5 AGE pump. We're using, which is powered by this 26 horse Kubota diesel. So since both the chassis is a diesel and the pump is a diesel, we don't have to have an outboard fuel tank. We can just tie that right to the chassis. This pump right here will produce upwards of close to 400 pounds pressure and a little over 120 gallons a minute. Controlling this pump is our control panel right here. So our control panel is 100% stainless steel housing with a removable aluminum faceplate. As you can see on the finish here, everything is fiber lasered on the stainless and on the aluminum, so no stickers or labels that are going to peel off and make anything illegible. Standard features on our control panel are going to be these work lights right here, our pressure gauge, which is a 0 to 400 pressure gauge. We've got our water and our foam gauges right here. We've got a low pressure shutoff switch. We've got our control for our pump, which is a stop, on, and start, electric primer, electric throttle. And we've got our Class A foam flow system that's built into the control panel to control our foam. On this pump package here, when it comes to the plumbing, as you can see, all of our plumbing is stainless steel. They're all single piece continuous flow. So that's gonna really improve not only the look and the durability of the plumbing, but it's also gonna improve the performance of the plumbing at all, minimizing friction loss, minimizing water turbulence. All of the plumbing here is connected using either flanges or fire hose fittings, such as these barway couplings or this flange right here. It all connects to our Cascade Fire manufactured valves, these are aluminum extruded valves that we machine in-house as well, that are designed to work on this unit. So let's go over some of the manifolds on some of the functions. So first one right here is our draft line. So this is going to be a 2-inch NPSH male line, and we can use this for drafting. So if we need to pull from a swimming pool, if we need to pull from a lake, a stream, anything like that, we can hook our suction hose right up to this line right here. We're going to pull this handle that says pull to draft, which is going to close our tank to pump valve, and then we're going to open our tank fill, and then we're going to fire our pump up, and we're going to start filling our tank that way. So that's one great advantage on this truck. Right next to that, we have our 2.5-inch hydrant fill. So this is going to have a 2.5-inch female swivel on here. So this is a great line right here for a quick fill if we're filling off of a hydrant. If we've got another tender that's going to fill us, this is a great line for that. On the side of this hydrant fill, we have a 3/4-inch valve right here with a 3/4-inch garden hose fitting. This is a great fitting right here for a couple different things. We've had fire departments ask us to add this firstly, so if they need to top off the tank without getting out their 2.5-inch hose and using the hydrant, they can use the station hose to top this off. If they want to fill some backpack pumps, they can also use this to fill their backpack pumps. Much easier, a lot less mess. moving over to this side of the truck right here on the discharge side, we've got 1.5 inch discharge right here with a cap. So this is just going to have 1.5 inch national hose thread, so you can just hook your hose right up to there. And then on both sides of the unit, we have two electric Can-A hose reels that are holding 100 feet of booster hose on here. And we've got a shutoff and a nozzle as well on those. So lots of different capabilities for shooting water here. Let's talk a little bit about underneath here on the tail apron of the flatbed. We've got a lot of stuff going on. So as you can see, there are emergency lights back here. We've got 2 ions on the back. We've got our backup camera right here. Below that, we have our suction hose storage compartment. And that's going to hold our suction hose for drafting. It's also going to hold our hose rods right here. So these hose rods, a lot of people have asked, what do you use that for? So we've got these holes in the flatbed that we can stick these in. And so what we would use this for is, let's say we're doing structure protection and we need to pick up our hose really quick, move from this structure down the street to another one. Rather than roll it all up and put it away, we could figure eight our hose around these 2 bars, drive to the next area, and then pull it right off. So that's what these are for right here. And they just store right under here with the suction hose. Underneath that, we've got our Kuzmal plug-in right here. So this is going to be our auto charger, and this is also an auto eject system. So when you turn the chassis on, it will eject the plug out the back. We've got all of our DOT lighting back here. We've got a plug-in for a trailer, spot for our license plate. We've also got our 2-inch hitch right here so we can tow. And then on the tail apron, we've got a couple steps right here, and we also have a couple pull-out steps. This one's stuck. That just pull out nicely like that. So if we need to get up on top of the unit, we can. And so I will go ahead and climb up and just demonstrate that really quick for you guys. So we've also got a step right here above our plumbing that has a built-in handle. And then from there, I can continue to climb all the way up here. On top, we've got a spare tire. We've got some more scene lighting. We've got our Wheelin Dominator for traffic control. And then obviously we have our fill towers here. If we wanted to fill through the fill tower, we could do that. Okay. Underneath the reels, we do have some storage drawers right here. So these pull out here about 28 inches. So lots of extra storage options here. So a good spot to keep some extra fittings, some spanner wrenches, maybe an extra nozzle in here as well. Moving along to the driver's side, very similar to the passenger side. We have all the same lighting with the ions on here. We have the scene lighting up top. We have the swing out step. We do have our chalk blocks right here that we hold on the driver's side. We do have a little bit of a different box configuration on this side on the bottom. So instead of having that one big door, we actually have 2 of these doors. So a little bit more versatility on this side as far as if you wanted some smaller tool storage over here that you didn't want to just throw in a big box. But all the same features apply. The turtle tile, the lighting, the double seal, the shelves is all exactly the same as the other side. So in here we've got the emergency console. We use a Troy Products console here, another outstanding partner of ours that makes an excellent product. And so a couple of the different things that we've got going on this console. We've got our change drawer right here. We've got a couple beverage holders right here. We've got 2 12-volt chargers plus 2 USB chargers for the devices. We've also got our in-cab control panel that we can actually start the pump and control the pressure from inside the cab here. And this has got an on start off. We've also got an electric throttle, and we've got some water and foam gauges and a digital pressure gauge. Up here we've got the Wheelin Sencom Core controller. So this is a 3-rocker system, which most of you guys are familiar with. So that's going to be our light control. We've got our siren control right here. This is going to be our control for the Dominator, so we can control traffic. And then we've got some pre-programmed buttons up here that are completely configurable for whatever the customer is looking for. So on this particular truck, we have a left alley, a takedown, a right alley. We've got a scene lighting, which will burn all the whites on the truck all the way around. We've got our fog light control. We've got our ground light control, scene left and scene right, which will control those scene lights that were inside the box. Above that, we've got our customer supplied radios. So we have their Motorola and their BK right here. To the right of that, we've got our spray control, left side and right side for the sprayers, and we have a compartment door jar light. Also right here, we've got the controller for the liquid springs package, which we will show you guys how that works. But essentially, we have a sport, normal, and comfort mode, and then we have a ride height, which we can go high, medium, normal, medium, low, and low. Okay, so right now I've got the truck in the complete high mode right here. So a good mode for getting maximum clearance if we need to drive over like a tree stump or we need to get on some uneven terrain and we want to be a little bit higher, we can go to this maximum height mode. Let's say we're exactly where we need to be. We're going to park the vehicle and we're going to do some, say, structure protection, or we're going to do some fire line protection. We want to put the truck as low as possible now so it makes it easier to access. So I'm going to go ahead and lower that. As you can see, the back end is going to lower first. So the total travel on this is about 8 inches from where you guys just saw it. Once our back end lowers all the way, front end's going to drop down. As you can see, the front end drops down pretty quick. Okay, now that we are all the way as low as we can get, we actually parked this next to a stock Dodge truck. We are exactly the same height as a stock Dodge truck, despite the fact that we've got 41-inch tires. So this is a great system for easier access to everything on the truck, and also gives you that ability to get that extra clearance when you need it. I've got the vehicle in neutral right now, which would be the same light pattern as if we were in drive. So if we were responding to a call, this is the pattern that we would have, which is very typical of what you guys have seen. One really neat feature about this Wheelin Sencom Core system is called dynamic variable lighting. So let's say once we've actually got on scene and we don't want our lights flashing like this to be a distraction, I'll show you what happens when we put it in park. So we have this set and programmed that when you put the vehicle in park, it's going to go into dynamic variable lighting mode. So the difference between this mode and what you guys just saw was when we're going on scene, the lights are flashing, meaning they're going from off to on, which is great for getting your attention. Once we're parked though, it can be a distraction for oncoming traffic, for officers that are on scene. So the dynamic variable lighting, as you can see, instead of going from off to on, it brightens and dims, which is a lot easier on our eyes. This vehicle also includes the vehicle-to-vehicle sync. So all vehicles that we build will have this capability. So if you pull on scene with another vehicle that we've built, the patterns will sync together, making it also less distracting. I'll show off some of the scene lights, I guess. Let's try this. Let's see here. Okay, I just hit the scene light. So basically, if I hit that scene light, it's going to burn all the whites on the side. So you can see all these white lights are going to burn on there. And that's just going to be the ions on the side. If I go and do the takedowns, and do the scene lighting, now I've got my whites burning on the sides of the light bar, on the front of the light bar. I've got the scene lighting on the sides of the truck. So I've got good 360-degree lighting all the way around my truck right now. Okay guys, thank you very much for your time today taking a look at this truck. As always, if you want to learn more about this truck, you can contact us at 1-800-654-7049. Visit our website at cascadefire.com or visit us on Facebook or Instagram. Feel free to send us a message or give us a call. So until next time, this is Jeff Lloyd signing off.